Is Joe Biden still alive? That's a question that's been running around the internet as of recently. Behind me, well, not behind me, but on the screen right now, I'm presenting the letter that was supposedly and proposed by Democrats to have been written by Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. I'm going to go ahead and read this out to you, and then I'll go ahead and get down into the nitty-gritty of some of the details that are kind of concerning for a lot of people regarding Joseph Biden's whereabouts and well-being. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation, if that's what you want to call it, sure. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. Sure, bud. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, by making it more expensive, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. By that record number of Americans, he means the illegal immigrants that have come into the nation and have been able to reap the benefits of the healthcare system without having to pay a single dime and instead push it onto the taxpayer like you and me. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances. Passed first gun safety law in 30 years. Appointed the first African American woman, she's, actually Red Dot Indian, to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been in a better position to lead than we are today. If by lead you mean fall behind and actually allow all of our enemy countries to overtake us and completely overthrow the nation that we all love, well, at least half the nation loves, then yeah, sure, I agree. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. I mean, it could, because it has been done without the vote of the American people. In example, look at what happens when the Democrat Party votes for a separate individual, Bernie Sanders, in the primary, and then the superdelegates instead appoint Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton lost the vote from the primary in the from the vote of the Democrat Party, but then the superdelegates decided they were going to appoint her, and that's how we got Hillary Clinton running in 2016. Yeah. The Democrat Party's never been about democracy, but let's go ahead and get into this continuing on. Together we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Sure. I would like for you to take a look at the crash of 2008. We've protected and preserved our democracy by completely and totally ruling out all levels of democracy. And we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. You've allowed nations that were once friendly with us to completely fall to the wayside. The only nation that you've probably kowtowed to is Israel, and even then you're having to kowtow to Palestine as well because you don't want to see as bigoted. It's stupid. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party, that's an important part, and the country, for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala. I'm just going to pronounce her name wrong every single time because she thinks it's racist. Kamala Harris, for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And by extraordinary, he means having the incompetence and the competency level of being barely able to describe what a bus is and how it operates to literal children. And let my express my heartfelt appreciation for the American people, for the faith and trust you have placed me in. I believe today, what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. And there's Joe Biden's signature. Supposedly. So, immediately after this, Joe Biden, Joe Biden's candidacy, his party, whoever it is that's running his social media platforms and whoever his horrible PR guy is, endorsed Kamala Harris. Kamalama Ding Dong, again, a woman who decided to explain to the Space Force what a telescope was and said, if you look into it, you can see really far away. Basically. Again, I'm not quoting directly because if I did, I think I would lose brain cells. Nevertheless, Joe Biden has not been seen since this came out, which was July 21st. It is currently July 23rd. It is 2 days. Kamala Harris was up on stage and absolutely let the first part of a word called recording slip out of her mouth when she was on a supposed phone call with Joe Biden. There have been other issues, such as, I believe it was someone on the Secret Service or someone in the federal government calling for an emergency due to the fact that Joe Biden seemed to have had a more difficult time dealing with the coup than initially thought, which was immediately canceled afterwards. We've also gotten, again, like I said, Kamala Harris having been appointed, not elected, appointed as the new running presidential candidate. And of course the Democrat Party had to do that because the funds that were given to the Biden-Harris presidency tour had to have their names on the ticket in order for the money to be used, at least one of them. And Harris would have to run as either the vice president or the new presidential nominee of the Democratic Party. Again, not actually a nominee, an appointee. Someone who has been appointed into said position. I say again, we have not seen Joe Biden for 2 days. It's been radio silent. I mean, well, the exception of his social media platform going on. But we all know that his social media platform isn't being run by him. It's being run by someone else, someone in the PR team. So we haven't seen Joe Biden. The last thing that we saw from Joe Biden was him getting off of I think it was a plane in Delaware. And it was reported that he had contracted the coup, gotten sick, and was no longer a reliable leader. So it would appear as though we are in the stage of a coup where we're trying to assassinate political rivals and replacing duly elected leaders with appointees. Boy, America's become quite the banana republic, if you ask me. This is not a good look. This is not a comforting thing. There are a lot of people on the right genuinely concerned with the health and well-being of Joe Biden. I myself am one of them. I have been one of them for a very long time. Joe Biden has been in a severe mental decline with severe physical ailments for a serious amount of time, and everyone on the right has been calling that out. Some people make jokes about it. Some people are genuinely concerned with the health and well-being of him and want him to continue being healthy, but we all see the decline. We have all seen the decline. And to see what Jill Biden has been doing, along with the other members of the Biden crime family, it would definitely appear as though it has been a significant amount of elder abuse to this poor, weak old man who can't even keep his mouth shut when he's standing still on stage, who can't put a genuine, single-threaded thought together, and it seems completely lost all the time. If this were my great-grandmother in her final years of living, I would have absolutely murked somebody for having done this. Because it is absolute elder abuse. 100%. And it has just gotten worse, and it seems as though there's now even more worry as to the health and well-being of Joe Biden after this statement was made. Not to mention the fact that Kamala Harris supposedly raised $81 million for her campaign immediately after Joe Biden was announcing the fact that he had to stop being president, that he would not run for re-election. This is absolutely insane. Never let the Democrats say that they're the party of democracy and fairness and their vote matters. They appoint who they want. They reject the legitimacy of elections. And now they're trying to install political appointees rather than rely on the votes of the people. And they have no care for the old, decrepit man that they were just pushing around for the last 3.5 years. It's a sickening, disgusting political party that is specifically designed to trample on your rights as an American citizen. Anyways, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, share this video out there with your friends, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload, and check me out on my different socials, mainly Rumble, because I'm trying to grow there because YouTube is an inhospitable place. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.